Hey guys, it's Chef Jason Morris, your Ace Hardware grilling expert. We are here in Atlanta, Georgia today, hanging out at Big Green Egg headquarters with the man himself, Dr. Barbecue, Ray Lampe. I'll tell you, I brought my grandma's green bean recipe for us, and I want to learn today how to get it out of the oven for Thanks Grilling and get it onto the Big Green Egg.
Jason, welcome to Big Green Egg. Happy to have you here. Your grandma's recipe. I got to be careful not to mess with it too much, but I got a couple little tips that are going to raise the level of it just a little bit.
I love it. It's Thanks Grilling, right?
It's Thanks Grilling. We're going to eat well.
Let's get cooking. Well, Ray, again, I can't thank you enough for having us here to the Culinary Center. Tell us a little bit about what goes on here.
It's such a great part of the Big Green Egg home office. We've got the Culinary Center here. There's 15 eggs out there in this beautiful place. We do a lot of things here. We have some cooking classes. There's a girl, Liz, that tends to this place day to day. But we also have some corporate events, like people will come in for team building. We also have some of our own events. Just recently, we had a bunch of Ace dealers in here for the full experience.
Right. Listen, I brought with a recipe I'm from Minnesota originally. I live in Denver now, but I brought with my grandma's green bean recipe because I thought we could kick it up a little bit, maybe?
I don't want to mess too much with grandma's recipe, but we'll see what we can do. The egg is going to help.
Right? All right, so I'll pour if you want to mix. We're going to start, listen, I'm from Minnesota. We try to be fancy, so we're using golden
you're not just using the regular.
Not just the regular cream of mushroom. We went golden because, like I said, we're fancy. So we're going to add our cream of mushroom soup in there.
All right. Straight out of the can, right?
Out of the can, yeah.
All right.
A little bit of light sodium or low sodium soy sauce.
All right.
And then French fried onions, because you can never have enough. So we'll add those in there as well.
I've never seen anybody put some of the onions in the soup, in the sauce.
It's my grandma. Don't tell her.
Well, I think it's a good idea.
If she calls you and says, hey, and then just a little bit of one of our seasonings, call that rub-a-dub, but we're gonna add a little bit of that.
So grandma used barbecue rub in
she didn't. I'm altering a recipe a tiny
just
bit.
check it.
All right, now that we're done.
That's it. Now it's right into green beans.
It's green bean time. And here's what we did too. I love fresh green beans, right? I love that snap. I like them to be nice and crispy. So we just went with fresh green beans.
So, did you par cook these, or should you, or?
I think you could do it any way. I think, you and I were talking a little bit earlier about if we were going to do canned green beans or frozen green beans. It's really limitless what you want to do. I didn't par cook them because we're going to be cooking in the Big Green Egg, and it's going to be just that wonderful enclosed environment. I think this liquid's going to give these guys everything they need.
Yeah, I think the trick's going to be with the fresh ones uncooked is just make sure they get soft. Don't be afraid, reach in there and grab one.
Right.
But the good news is if we're going to cook them a little longer on the Big Green Egg, they're just going to taste better.
And the cool part is we're using the cast iron Dutch oven, but just the lid.
Well, the lid is certainly a cooking vessel.
So
the big oval one there.
Yeah.
And this is the lid of it, but it works real well for cooking.
All right. So I like to do a little bit more onions on the top.
Nice.
And then a little bit of cheese. Because everybody loves bubbly, delicious, wonderful cheese. It's time to head out to the egg and
let's get cooking.
Get grandma's recipe to a new level. All right, so we're out in the backyard. Now, I'll tell you what, Big Green Egg's backyard is pretty awesome too, right?
It's nice here, isn't it?
It is time to get this large egg ignited and get it started. And I know we talked about adding flavor. Walk me through. I have 20 friends. I get 25 answers on how to light the egg. What's the best way?
Well, yeah, the truth is all of those are right. Just don't use any liquid fire starter stuff. Anything else works and you're going to be fine. Do it the way you like.
Love it.
Lump charcoal. Always lump charcoal. Ours is natural oak and hickory U.S. charcoal. That's what you got to use. Don't use briquettes. This is what you want, lump charcoal.
Perfect.
For starters, I like these. These are our Speedy Lights.
Speedy Lights.
It's just a natural fire starter. I like to break them in half.
Okay.
And I'll use 3 of those halves. See that hairy edge?
Yep.
Stick those down in there, light them, give it about 10 minutes, and it's ready to go.
Hot to trot.
Now, you could use the...
Yeah, I was going to say, what if I want to go a little faster?
If you're one of those guys, this is the butane igniter. Very cool item, lights it fast.
More power.
Hear that?
More power.
Yeah, this thing's fun. If you're a gadget guy and you like the butane igniter, it works well too. One of those 2 for me. There's other ways, but these are my favorites.
I like it. We're adding a little bit of flavor. We're going to talk chunks and chips.
For me, wood chunks, I'll take 2 or 3 of them, about the size of my fist total, work them down into charcoal before I light it. Maybe I'll add a few extra chips around, but it's going to take, during the time, it's going to get a nice light smoke the whole time you're cooking instead of a big blast of smoke.
And I know you and I are on the same page. We are not chip soakers.
Nah, I just don't. There's no reason to do that. When you see all that smoke coming up after you soaked your chips or junk, it's just steam, and it's just nothing that really helps you. We've got control of this by the oxygen level. There's no need to soak them. We just turn the gauge down a little bit, close the vent, and it'll be fine.
And we're done. All right, it's time to get this guy ready and fired up so we can get this Thanks Grilling going.
Let's go.
Let's go. How do we start?
Make sure the bottom vent is wide open.
Wide open.
We stirred up the existing charcoal, the leftover charcoal that's in there.
Yep.
And now I'm gonna add some fresh charcoal.
All right. And how full are you going?
We like to say to the top of the firebox.
Okay.
So give or take, there's a seam in there. There's 2 pieces in there.
Yep.
Firebox and the fire ring.
And the ring.
Right in between, right about there. That's
Got it.
perfect.
Love it.
You don't want to put too much and you don't want to have not quite
Sure.
enough.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, charcoal's loaded to the top of the firebox. I've got the speedy lights cut in half.
Okay.
I like to put 3 of them around the outside.
Sure.
Light it in 3 different spots. Let me have a couple of them. Let me have a
Couple
couple
wood
of those wood chunks.
You got it. You said Big Daddy, so there you are.
Oh, there you go. About the size of my fist.
Right.
There you go. Perfect. I like to just put these right in the middle. And now I want to light the speedy lights. You could light the charcoal with this. You just got to stand around and make sure you get them lit.
Okay, so now we're ignited, right?
Yep,
How long before we get to the next step?
Well, the speedy lights, you know, you got to let them burn out. About
Okay.
5 minutes, they'll be burned out. The charcoal will be started. Not ready to cook yet, but it's time to put the EGGspander in, and then we can maybe shut the lid.
Awesome.
All right, it's been about 5 minutes. The fire's established, but the egg's not heated up to where we want it to be yet.
Right.
But now it's time to add the EGGspander.
Love this thing.
This is the EGGspander. When I
right.
drop it down in there, the convector is going to be down there to create the indirect cooking system.
Okay.
We also have 2 half rounds you could use.
Sure.
So you could have indirect on one side and direct on the other. And this will be the main cooking grate, and then the top cooking grate right here. Doubles the use of the egg. There, isn't that nice?
I love it.
Okay, the EGGspander's in. Now I got to get it up to the proper temp. 350 is what we're looking for. I want this vent about 1.5 inches.
Okay.
And this one down here, about right there, about 1.5 inches too. And we just keep an eye on it. It'll come up to 350. All right, eggs 350, apple smoke rolling.
It is time to load my grandma's green beans.
Beautiful. You know, there's extra space up here on top.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe your apple crisp. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
I mean, we've got a video for that too.
Yes, we do.
Beautiful. Magic's going down in here,
How
right?
about that? We outsmarted this whole situation.
And it's great too. We filled both levels.
That's the beauty of the EGGspander. We're cooking indirect. We've got the green beans down here. We got the apple crisp up here. It's really cool. We doubled our space,
Right.
and everything's cooking together.
And they're gonna finish together now for about the last like 45 minutes. And
Yep.
then we're good.
And each one's in its own neighborhood. You don't have to worry about cooking these kind of things together. It's going to be just fine.
So my green beans won't taste like apple crisp.
Nah.
And apple crisp won't taste like green beans.
They're just getting to know each other.
They're gonna taste like apple and
They're
charcoal.
all going to taste like egg goodness.
Egg goodness. Let's get this closed. Let these guys finish up. Close to Thanksgiving grilling time.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. I've got my egg mitts on.
Man, you're ready for battle.
I'm ready for battle. Let's take a look at these beans.
Oh, look at that.
Would Grandma be proud?
I think she would, yeah.
So the cheese is melted. The onions are all nice and brown. These guys are done.
That looks great, man.
Done.
Really nice.
All right, let's pull these guys off and head inside and we'll finish them up in there.
All right.
Well, happy Thanksgiving grilling. I'll tell you what, we appreciate being able to be here at the Big Green Egg Culinary Center today. Had a blast cooking with you, so thank you very much.
We have this beautiful place and we love showing it off. So thank you guys for coming, and hey, this was fun.
It's pretty awesome, right? And please do not tell my grandma, but I think those beans are the showstopper.
If I see her, I'm telling her.
All right, and I think it's time to eat. Let's dig in and get going.
Well, let's not forget about these other things. We're not going to eat just green beans. We've
We're
got
not.
the beautiful apple and pear crisp, and the star of the show, the turkey.
Totally the star of the show. Well, I'll tell you what, these videos and more available for you on our YouTube channel from Ace, The Helpful Place.